2, 3, 4. All right, it's time to do some string bending on our guitars. And bending strings is just about the coolest thing you can do on an electric guitar. And I think the most exciting day of my entire guitar life so far is when I learned to bend a string. So let's do it. I want to show you how to bend a string and why it's so cool. So the string we're going to bend is the G string on this note. You start there, and you bend, and I'm going to bend up towards the sky. And to do that, I'm going to construct a giant finger, because I'm using actually 3 fingers, but they're all going to join forces and give me a lot of nice callus power so it doesn't hurt. And you can see I have 1 finger per fret. They're sort of spaced evenly. They're not all bunched together like that, but they're spread out evenly, 1 on each fret. And then I'm pushing up like that. Now, the thing that's making this happen is not so much my fingers bending and pushing like that. I'm not trying to do that with my fingers. What I'm trying to do is more lock them into place and then use my wrist to pull up like that. So it's more of a locked hand. And this part right here is bending back, and that pulls these up. So that's the trick. Now, the fulcrum is this part of my finger right here. This first joint of my first finger is touching the bottom of the neck, and that way when I pull this up, it moves this finger, moves these 3 fingers, the giant finger, and I get that nice bent note. Now you definitely need calluses for this. Even though we are getting the advantage of using 3 fingers, you should have some calluses, and you should have those by now because you've been playing a while. You've gone through the first part of my course, so I think we've got calluses, and this will give you even more. You'll get some really good, strong calluses from bending. And I suppose string gauge could also be a consideration. I have 10s on my guitar. I start with a 10 on my high E string down to a 46, and that's sort of, you know, not too heavy, not too light, and it's not too bad for bending. All right, so let's put this in the context of the lick. And I think that this is really important. I want to bend, and I want to be able to do it inside a phrase, in time. So let's listen to the phrase. It's going to start like this, 3, 4. All right, so I'm doing some chickas, and I'm doing some single notes out of the A minor pentatonic scale. The first 2 notes I'm playing with a downstroke. Those are both downs. And then a chicka. And then actually a chicka-cha. There's 3 of them. And then I'm doing 2 upstrokes. So down, down, chicka-cha, up, up. Down, down, chicka-cha, up, up. Then I have a single C note on the next string. That's a down. And then I'm going to do the bends with downstrokes as well. And then I've got a 2-note phrase at the end. I guess it's 3 notes. And I'm going to play that with a down, down, up, down. Down, up, down. All right, that's all the pieces. Let's put it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, at the beginning, when you bend, just give it a nice, even, you know, just to get that technique down, nothing tricky yet, just a nice, even rise in pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I am going to do a little vibrato on that last note. And this brings me to another point, which is when I'm bending up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. But when I'm doing the vibrato, I'm actually pulling down towards the floor. And why is this? Why would I do one bend in one direction and one in another? And the reason is your fretboard eventually runs out and has edges. You can push a string over the edge if you push in the wrong direction. So what I end up doing is the lower strings in pitch, I tend to pull down because I want to pull them away from the edge. If I push the other way, I can go off the edge. On the higher pitch strings, I tend to pull or push up because if I pull down, I can go off the edge there too. So I want to keep those strings on the fretboard so I keep my notes together. So I think this is a really good technique to develop where we're pushing up on the G string. We actually, on the G string, it's close enough to the middle where you could pull down on that as well. There'll be cases where we do that. But as we start to use the B string and the high E string, that's where we really have no choice but to bend up, because if we don't, we're going to go off the edge. So this is an indispensable technique. We've got to be able to push up. And again, it's all coming from this part of your hand when you sort of pull back with your wrist and rotate. And you can shake it around and get some vibrato too. Let's try that. So I'll start off with some just even pitch rising bending. And then I'll throw in some with some vibrato too. You can hear the difference. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was much more, much more fast vibrato. And again, that's just the wrist rotating. Or a smooth one. Or a smooth one, and then gradually getting faster. That's kind of a nice technique for phrasing. It really shows your control of the instrument when you do it slow first and then gradually speed it up. All right, so we got some good techniques. Our first bend, this is an exciting day, and let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4.